process of going live.
Yeah.
And we're here. Awesome. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning.
How's it going, dude?
Good. Thanks. Glad to be here today.
Yeah, me too. Me too. What's your positive focus? What are you stoked about this morning?
Positive focus is it was sunny but super cold this morning because we had a warm spell for a bit and it got cold again. So it was different this morning walking the dog. So it was good, refreshing almost.
Cool. Let's see. What am I excited about? I haven't been outside yet today. I'm looking forward to going out for a run here shortly after this episode is complete.
Awesome.
So, yeah, that should be nice. The beautiful day out. No clouds in the sky. Just kind of beautiful
Clear,
blue
yeah.
sky. So, yeah, really looking forward to getting out and getting some fresh air.
Perfect. Excellent.
Cool. So, okay. So we were talking about what we're going to talk about here today. And one of the things that you wanted to talk about was, well, you gave me some links to the new opt-in page that you built, right?
Yep.
And you're working on your new funnel. You're working on a sales page. So that's in progress and that's great. You have your thank you page and that's at your hardworking dad. That's singular, hardworkingdadclub.com.
That's right.
Do you also own a Hardworking Dads Club?
What do you mean?
Plural, hardworkingdadsclub.com?
No, I don't currently.
Is it available?
Probably. I will have to look.
Yeah. So one thing that this is problematic, but like whatever, is that Hardworking Dad Club doesn't roll off the tongue.
Right. Dads do.
Right. And is it dad? Is it dads? I have to ask you every time. And so if you're using that as your domain, which I think you need to find a better domain in time if you're going to stick with this, but use it for now. Use what you got for it, but get the plural one and redirect it there.
Yep. Okay.
I would recommend that you do that sooner rather than later. So the question that you had, we brainstormed it a little bit earlier, but you said that you used to have you have an existing email list that you've built over the last couple of years. And you have this new list that you're building that is not the same people. And
different
and you
niche.
wanted to know about inviting people in.
Yeah, and how to do that. What's the most effective way?
Yeah, so explain your situation and I guess just name that question in your own words. Yeah.
Okay, so I currently have Aweber with I've used solo ads and different organic stuff. I built that list to like 440 people in there.
Yeah.
So now I'm working with hardworking parents, and I want to take that list of people that may be hardworking parents or parents in general, and get them over to the new list, which is system.io, so that I can basically kind of like what do they call that? Segment the list better, so that I can make sure the parents are in the right spot. They're not like, I'm not emailing them stuff about parent stuff when I should tell them about, hey, this new opportunity is here. So they know that's hardworking parents. So the newsletter, all the Facebook stuff I do is more directed to a parent than this other list, because sometimes I do that with the other list, and it's not converting that well. It's only maybe 26 people on average that will say, oh, hey, I like this, and the rest are nothing. So
what I would say is couple things. Number one is, if the list on Aweber, is it generating any money?
No.
Okay.
Not currently.
So maybe you don't need to worry about it, dude.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Number one is, don't spend a lot of time, effort, energy, and thought worrying about a list that doesn't make any money anyway. Yeah. Right? So that's a real question. Second is I wouldn't import them, especially if it's a list that doesn't make any money. I wouldn't import them in. Right?
No, I don't want to import them. I want them to say, hey, listen, I'm interested in parenting. I want them to sign up separately.
Okay.
Instead of importing,
So if that's the case, this applies to a lot more than just your email list. Okay. And in terms of everybody watching, literally everybody has a list of contacts. Okay. You have a list of friends.
Yep.
You have a list of family members. You have a list of people you've worked, like employers, people you've worked for.
Yep.
You have a list of previous co-workers or current co-workers that you work with. And certainly, I suppose there are some exceptionally introverted people who literally know nobody and they have no connections and no network. And so if that's the case, you're probably going to have to get good at paid advertising as your primary focus, right? But most of us have a network of people, including an email list. If you've been in the marketing world for at any point in the last 20 years, there's a good chance you built an email list.
Yeah, for sure.
You have a LinkedIn list. You have a Facebook friends list. You have all of the people that you're connected with on Instagram, on any social media platform that you're active on. And so what you're actually asking is, how do I invite people to join my list?
Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And it's not that complicated, dude. Like, it's like you're having a potluck party at your house and you're going to invite everybody you think is cool to come over for the potluck. That's it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, the way that you'd invite them is because you want to share something cool with them that you've created.
Yeah.
And don't get your feelings hurt if they're not interested, especially if you know it's a mismatch. But for example, Curtis, if I were to relaunch my salsa company, Tellman Salsa, right? What do you think I might say in an email that I sent to my list telling them about the relaunch of Tellman Salsa? Like, what if you were in charge of writing the email for me? Like, what would you say?
I would probably start off with saying, hey guys, it's Tellman. Introduce yourself. I'm starting to redo my Golden Salsa remaking of it, type thing. And then said, I know some of you have tested it. Would you like me, or just ask them, invite them out to try it again, like to join your list, I guess, that way. Because some people know you've done this before. So they would say, oh, hey, I remember that salsa was really good. So they would sign up based on that. And then some new people would say, what's this? And then maybe have like a idea of hey, this is salsa I did it for so many years. Or like just say, hey, if you want to learn more, push this button, and they opt in, and then it goes to a page just telling them about your stuff and what you've done previously, right?
Yeah, exactly. Right.
So it's a curiosity, maybe more of a curiosity. But then you also are telling people that know you, say, hey, join this new list. I have this new salsa thing I'm creating, join. And then you also have another part of it where people are, what's this? And this sounds interesting. I want to join. And then you say, hey, check this next page. It's going to tell you everything you need to know, basically. I don't know. That's probably more better wording, but that's the idea I'm thinking.
That's the basic idea, right?
Yeah.
But there are so many different ways you could do this, right? But you're spot on.
Okay.
One way is I could have salsa available for sale, 1 jar at a time, on my website.
Right. You
can buy a jar, you can buy 3 jars, or you can buy a case. Shipping's expensive. Sorry. Like, right? Or I could put it on Amazon if I want, if I had the volume, right?
Yep.
But for, to start, I might be just selling it one-off jars. And I could just send an email to the list, say, hey guys, I decided to rebirth my first business, Tellman Salsa, and I've made a new batch of Tellman's Golden Salsa, and I only have 300 jars available. When they're gone, they're gone. If you want some, go here and buy as many as you want. Right. So that could, it could be that simple if I had a big list. Now, there are a few other really cool things you can do. One is you can make an early bird list. Okay. And this is, I would create Tellman's secret salsa list. You know what I mean? Put in your name, email, and phone number to get on Tellman's secret salsa list so that you can get Tellman salsa before it's revealed to the rest of the world, or something like that. And it would be like a very like black and white cryptic page, you know, it's just like minimal information or whatever. And that's an early bird page, right? And like, it's just getting on the list so that you get first announcement before everybody else, you know, get on the early bird page. But also is you can have people get on an early bird page, and then I could land them on a Kickstarter page to relaunch the salsa business. Where I, you know, they get on the early bird page and then they are actually putting in money to pre-launch this. You know, once I make, you know, $5,000 or whatever it is that's going to cover the first batch. Then I'll say, okay, now I'll make it, and you guys are all going to get some. You know,
right? That's cool. Yeah,
it's pre-order, right?
Yeah.
So now I'm relaunching the salsa business. It's something that I love. It's something that other people love. If you're into it and you want to find out more, come follow me and try the most amazing salsa in the world. Right.
Yeah.
I can invite people, like, where could I use that type of an invitation to invite people to either join the secret list, to buy the salsa, or to get on the or to, you know, promote, you know, follow, fund the Kickstarter. Like, where could I share that with people?
Like social posts through your existing email list. Have
every
email.
Social media platform, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. I could share that idea in a reel, in a story, on a live stream, you know, like everywhere.
Right.
Everywhere that you can put a message out there to your followers, you could put a message like that. And so that's my point, is that when you're inviting an old list to a new project, I would say the most important thing is that you realize that they may or they may not be a parent, but what you're really going to be teaching people about here is side hustles. So if you are a parent and you want to find a profitable side hustle to help grow your household income, your free time, then go and opt in here. And if you're not, but you know a parent, and please feel free to forward this email to them, you know, or, you know, a dad. Again, if it's called Hardworking Dads Club, dude, I don't know. I think you should stay focused on dads, but whatever. Okay. In the meantime, whoever you're focused on, just invite the people on list A to go opt in on list B. Hey guys, I'm doing a webinar this Wednesday evening on the seven simple side hustles for profitable parenting or something, you know, how to turn your parenting into a profit. No, 7 simple side hustles that are working right now.
Helpful for hardworking parents.
Yeah, something, you know, and yeah, if you're interested, please come join, you know. And so that could be an opt-in page for a webinar. It could be an opt-in page for a pre-recorded video. It could be an opt-in page for a special report. It could be an opt-in page for an email sequence where you drip 7 videos on them in 7 days about 7 side hustles that you've investigated.
Right.
You know, but whatever it is that you're building with your business, you can invite whoever you want. It's really easy. And it's kind of like, if I was relaunching the salsa business, like, I would tell everyone I know, you know, it's perfect, you know. So just think about it like the people that you know may or may not be right for your list, but they know parents, they know dads.
Yep. They can just refer people to you. Yeah, for sure. That's good. That's good. Good stuff.
Cool. So, do you have any follow-up questions on that? Because if you don't, I have some follow-up questions for you.
No, not right now. No.
All right. So look, so this is your 3rd, 4th episode?
I guess so. Yeah. It's February. Yeah. So March. Yeah. Probably 4th.
And I realized, so like with you and with Eric, we just kind of like jumped into like Eric first, we just jumped into this co-host thing.
Right.
And I'm like, hey guys, ask me a super brilliant question every day. And like, and Eric needs to do it almost every day. You're doing it once a week. Rory Stern is now co-hosting once a week.
Oh, cool.
And what I find is that the co-hosts are scrambling last minute to come up with a question to ask.
Yep.
And I'm like, why is this happening? How can I look at this from a different angle?
Perspective, yeah.
And here's what I'm thinking about. Basically, I'd like you to you don't have to answer this yet. Just plant the seed. Is why are you here? Like, why are you doing this live stream with me? Really, like genuinely, why? There's a million other things you could be doing on a Sunday morning. Why are we live streaming together? And why have you committed to doing this for however long we're going to try it, which I think maybe we said 90 days. I don't know if we made that official or not.
Something like that. Yeah.
But like, we didn't really hammer it down to, and so not only why are you live streaming with me, but the bigger question that I want to ask is, what are you actually trying to accomplish with your business by when? What is the big goal? And what is the milestone that you're focused on right now? Because if you know what your big goal is and the time frame you're giving yourself for it, and you know what your next big milestone kind of mini goal is, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're working toward that every week.
Yep.
You should have a pile of questions waiting.
I think you're right. I think that's where I missed something.
But if you're just like showing up every week being like, I'm just kind of here trying to figure out what to do next, there's no North Star. There's no clear direction. And I feel like you're trying to find the direction, but you're not. I don't feel like you have a clear destination in mind. It feels like that keeps on getting blurred out somehow, and lose focus on it. And so that's what I'd like to talk about.
Okay.
Right. So look, you're building this list, this audience of hardworking dads, and you're kind of flip-flopping on hardworking parents.
Yep.
Make up your mind.
Well, I like the parents because there's more people involved, and more women are likely to join than men, the group. I found, because when I opened it up to parents and I invited people through Messenger, I had more women signing up than men. So that's why I chose the parents. Yeah.
How attached are you to the hardworking part?
It's just what I do. That's why I chose it.
I know, but we were originally thinking about dads, and you're a dad, and so that makes sense. But if you're shifting to parents, like you need to think about where your women that are looking for help, like what are they going to resonate with?
Right.
Like you need to think about, it's not just about what are you going to resonate with, it's what is your audience going to resonate with, right? Like you're not, so as an example, you're not going to get a bunch of single moms who are hustling, trying to get a side hustle going if your website is called Hardworking Dads.
Right.
Even if mostly single moms are actually looking for help with parenting and side hustles.
Right.
You're not going to get any of them because you're
the dad,
you're fishing in the wrong pond, so to speak.
Okay. The title of it.
So look, but you've been flip-flopping on this literally for months, dude.
Yep.
Make up your mind.
Well, I'm going to go with dads because I paid 2 years for that domain name. So I don't want that to go to waste. Basically is my idea of that.
No,
dude.
That is not how you make business decisions.
Okay.
Absolutely not. No. You can't make decisions about how to move forward based on like previous, perhaps bad investments.
Right.
like most of what we put our time, effort, energy, and money into in as entrepreneurs doesn't work.
Right.
Most of the things are mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So that's kind of like going shopping just because you got a couple of coupons, but you don't really need what's at the store.
Right.
It's like, no, don't go shopping. You don't
No.
need what's at the store. The coupons don't matter. Like, don't be tricked.
Right.
So, I'm not saying that you shouldn't stick with dads. Maybe that's still the right choice, but don't do it just because you
spent money on the domain
spent
name.
$100 on the domain name for 2 years or whatever it was.
Yeah.
You know, that's not good decision making as an entrepreneur, in my opinion.
Okay.
Right. Think about what you're actually trying to create and who you're trying to create it with and what you can fully commit to, like what feels the best.
Yeah. I would say dads more so, I think, because that's who I am. I guess that's who I relate to more so than moms, I guess, right?
Yeah. I mean, it just depends on whether you want to have a parenting. Look, dude, you're going to be writing about being a dad and being a man in, either single or with a partner. Probably with a partner, if they have time to read your list and like watch videos about being a good dad, they probably are in a partnership, because otherwise they're probably running around doing all sorts of other stuff.
Yeah.
But like, okay, so look, so you're building this list, and what do you act like? Let's just ask the Dan Sullivan question.
Okay.
It's a year from today. It's March 2nd, 2026. You and I are having a follow-up episode of the Get Shit Done show.
Right.
What changed? What would have had to have happened, both personally and professionally, for you to be satisfied with your progress?
Satisfaction wise, I would say that my email list is making me money on a consistent basis. I am able to quit my job and do this full time. I can travel, right, freely, not like worry about money situations. And then the business is profitable because I have people working for me and helping me do social media and other things like that. A VA type person help me do the hard work that I usually would do myself. But because I'm so busy, I need someone to help me that can do the other stuff in between. So I would say about a year's time I would like to see accomplished.
Okay, great. So let me make sure I got that. So you said so I think we need to bring it a lot more into focus, first of all. But what I heard was you want the business to be making money.
Yep.
That you want to quit your job.
Yep.
Presumably because the business is making you more money and paying you more than your job was.
Yep.
Is that what you meant?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
That's right.
You said you want to be able to travel.
Yep.
And not worry about money.
Yep.
You said it very vaguely. You said you want to have to not worry about the money situation.
Yeah.
And then you said you want the business to be making enough money so that you can hire a VA to do some of the things that are kind of the less valuable tasks that are currently all on your shoulders.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the idea.
Okay, great. So I want to examine those a little bit. Okay. So one, having the business make money is a radically different thing than you quitting your job because the business is paying you more than your job was. Like those are two hugely different goals. Having the business make $250 a month versus having the business like being able to give you a consistent paycheck of $6,000 a month or whatever it is.
Yeah.
Like I need you to get really freaking clear, dude, on what you want. You have to get really clear, super solid, right? Yeah. So exactly how much money do you want your personal paycheck to be from the business each month? a year from now? That's take home.
Take home would be 8,000.
Great. After taxes, I assume.
Yep, after taxes.
So that's really 10,000, right? I mean, I don't know how they do it in Canada, but right.
Maybe 16,000.
Yeah, exactly. Right. So like, but do the math though. It's important.
Yeah.
Like you have to adjust for taxes and all the other taxes and business expenses.
Yep.
Because your business expenses, like, dude, look, your traffic has to come from somewhere to grow a business.
You can put ads out
It's
there,
either going to come from paid ads.
Yep.
Or it's going to come from affiliates, which is still paid ads. I mean, you pay after the fact, but you still pay. Yeah, and you pay more with affiliates.
Right.
Okay. Like than you do with ads, generally speaking.
Okay.
And then the third is it's going to come from organic, in which case you're going to have to put an enormous amount of time, effort, energy, and money into creating really, really, really great organic content at the volume necessary in order to build that kind of a business. Right. So like that might come in the form of a lot of editing and post-production video content and that kind of stuff, or it might come in the form of maybe you're an author and maybe you're going to have to spend 2 hours a day writing brilliant written posts, or maybe you're a live streamer and you do video live streams like we're doing right now, and you have to dedicate time to doing the live stream every day, interacting with your fans and followers, and doing post-production video work. You know, like all of these are serious investments, and like they take a lot of resource. And so you want to have your business to where you're making 10 grand a month.
Yep.
Best guess, how much is the business going to need to do in sales in order to pay you 10 grand a month?
Probably about 10K. So probably 100 to 400K a month, I guess. I don't know. I didn't really calculate that before. Yeah, that's something I use, probably 10x it or whatever. I would. Yeah, imagine.
I would say that my guess is probably about 25 to 30 grand a month in sales. It depends on the kind of business it is and all these things, a lot of factors. But at the end of the day, if you're making twice as much, you know what I mean, then you're closing in on where you need to be, right? Yeah. As a one man show, right?
Right.
So you want to get there in a year. Are you clear on how you're going to do it?
Not currently, but I'm sure after this show it will be.
Well, maybe, right?
Or clearer. Anyway.
There are a lot of ways to get there. And so I mean, look, maybe you're going to sell a $1,000 side hustle program. Maybe you're going to sell a membership site. You know, maybe, I don't know what you're going to, maybe you're going to end up continuing to only do affiliate stuff. I have no idea what you're going to end up selling, and whether it's going to be more parenting oriented or side hustle oriented. I'm unclear on that.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, you're going to have to get better at selling stuff. You're going to have to build a bigger following and a bigger list. So it might be like, it might be that you get really good at doing webinars, and you get really, and you enter the webinar circuit and you come up with $1,000 product, and you do your webinar, and you do it every time you do it, you make it better, and you do your webinar a couple nights a week, and that's how you build it up.
Right.
Like that's entirely possible. But there are that's just one of a million different ways you can do this.
Right? Oh yeah, for sure.
So let's talk. Let's zoom it back down. So there are a bunch of different ways you could get there. What do you see immediately in front of you as the first big milestone to move you forward? And this isn't, I mean, there'll be a financial part to this, but I don't want it to be financially driven, meaning
Right.
What do you need to do in what period of time in order to really move you forward? What's the next big goal? What's the next big initiative that you have that you're trying to get accomplished in your business?
So what I'm thinking currently is get the new list up to 1,000 people in the next 3 months. I know that's doable or not. I've never done it. So that's the question that I would probably need to think about, because it's something I've never had 1,000 people on the email list. So for me, that would be a goal outside of what I'm currently used to. I'm used to like a couple hundred people on the list, and that's about it. But then with 1,000 people, I know that there's that, what's it called, that turning point or tipping point where everything can change at 1,000. Because remember that what's that article about 1,000 people?
1,000 true fans. Yeah. So
Yeah,
Curtis,
that's the idea I was thinking about.
Great that there's a number that you want to get to.
Yeah.
But who cares? And I mean that quite literally. What are you actually trying to accomplish or do in your business? The number of people that are interested, you can't control that. You can influence it.
Okay.
But like, that's like saying, I want 1,000 people to come to my movie theater.
Right.
But like, what movie are you playing, dude?
Yeah, true.
Okay, who cares? Nobody's going to come to the movie theater unless you have a really damn good movie. So what's the movie? Because you have to make that first.
Okay.
Right? So you want to grow your list. Awesome.
Yep. But the how is what you're asking?
What are you trying to accomplish? What are you trying to create in the world? In what period of time in order to move your business significantly forward toward that, $25,000 a month sales goal? Like right now you're at not $1,000 a month. So it's like, you need to get it moving. So what's the first big milestone?
I guess just to be able to help, I guess, people or dads specifically to start making their first money online so that they can figure, hey, this is actually working for me, and to be able to do it on a consistent basis so they can tell their friends. So if say I got Eric to make his first $100 online, like, oh my God, Curtis helped me do this. Then he would tell his friends. So they would come in and then recruit people that way, so that the results that are accomplished within the group or people, they can tell their friends, and then everybody can grow within the group. So like say one person got 100, another person made 100, and everybody say somebody made 200. Like, oh my God, these are good results. And then you can build up from there and continue to help each other build whatever amount of money they want to make.
How are you going to teach them to do that?
Like a webinar type thing, or like coaching?
No, what are you going to teach them to do that you...
Oh, how to use affiliate marketing and side hustles to make money online.
No, but what? No. What's the skill, dude? What are you actually going to teach them?
Oh, I don't know. I didn't think about that. I just thought that was the most
important thing. Yeah. That's like, what's the movie, dude? What's the movie?
The skill.
Okay, like that's literally the most important thing. You're skipping over the most important thing. So take all the other BS and set it aside, dude. Like, the internet gets unplugged. It's post-apocalypse. Okay, like dinosaurs are roaming the streets. Right. And like, you need to figure out how to provide for your family. Like, what the heck are you going to do for people? That's literally the type of attitude I want you to take, because like, you're like, oh, I'm going to teach people how to make money online, but I don't know how to make money online. No, that's not cool. How are you actually going to, what are you actually going to do to help them? So let me give you an example. All right, man?
Yep.
So I'm trying to get you to make a decision on what you're going to accomplish in your business in what period of time. Here are some examples that come to mind for me. I want to know what seems like the right move to you.
Okay.
And don't just follow my examples, because they might not be I'm not saying that they're the right choice for you. So I'm going to launch my free and my paid school group. And I'm going to try and in the next 3 months, I'm going to get my free school group up to I want to get up to 1,000 members. And then 3 months after that, I'd like to get a paid school group up to $10,000 a month. And I want it all to be focused on parenting.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so, or I've decided I'm going to bite the bullet and I want to learn how to do a webinar and sell $1,000 home study program that I'm going to create, where I'm going to teach parents how to make money on the internet.
Right.
Maybe that's what you're going to do. Okay, great. Well, time to create your course, right? And but do it, in my opinion, is do it with confidence. One of the trick there, Curtis, is that you don't want to create, in my opinion, like AI is great, right? Like ChatGPT is great. It's really good for writing, outlining, brainstorming, but there's a problem with it, which is it's not. I mean, we all know it's not accurate. First of all, just factually speaking, it bends the truth a lot. The ChatGPT hallucinations, I think, is what they call them. But I can write a book or teach a course or do a workshop or do a webinar on how to do hypnosis or self-hypnosis.
Right.
And I can go to ChatGPT because I did this, and I can ask ChatGPT to create me a course on how to do self-hypnosis. And it sounds good. It sounds right.
Yeah.
But I know, because I'm experienced, that it's not entirely spot on, and then I can adjust it and make it better and make it my own and stand behind it. The problem is when you go to ChatGPT and you have it create a course outline for you, and then you go ahead and you teach the course and you cover all the bullet points.
Yep.
The first thing is you don't know your material. You're BSing. You're acting. You reading somebody else's course out loud doesn't mean you have any knowledge, mastery, experience, wisdom, or actual confidence that it's going to work.
Right.
And if it hasn't worked for you, what are you doing teaching it?
Yeah, it shouldn't be.
Okay.
Technically.
So, I don't recommend you make a course on affiliate marketing unless you have or on any kind of marketing, unless you know for an absolute fact that you've used this system and you've crushed it. And even if you don't have other case studies from other people, you have your own case studies from yourself.
Right. You show people what you've done and had results of whatever.
Exactly. So what do you do before you have those results?
You do the work. You do that course and you follow what they do in the course, and you show what you've done. And if you have results, you show what results you got.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I did with List Crusade 20 years ago. Right? Is I interviewed all these people. I implemented what they said about list building. Some of the things worked really well. I reported back in on the things that worked really well and built a giant list, and so interview. So Curtis, look, like I know we're back to side hustles now, but like the reality is, like, parents need more income.
Yep.
It seems like now more than ever.
Absolutely.
There's less job stability than there used to be. It seems like people are switching careers more often. And new parents and expecting parents need side hustles.
Yep.
For the first few years, of their kid growing up, if possible, they'd rather be working from home.
Yeah, for sure.
And so something as simple as you interviewing people who have a side hustle system.
Yep.
And like do an interview with them about how their side hustle works. And maybe you only interview parents. Maybe you only interview people who have side hustles that they're essentially business opportunities that they're selling that are parents and that can speak parentese, because I need a real side hustle here that I can actually do in 45-minute chunks twice a day.
Yep.
Like something that I can actually build up over time. And I need to know this is coming from another parent who actually knows what I'm talking about, not some 22-year-old who, has tons of testosterone and no responsibilities or whatever.
For sure.
But like, that's an angle. for interviewing parents, but if you're and selling something that has to do with making money in this case, and you don't, and your goal is it's like an unboxing video in a way.
Yep.
Is we've talked about this before, but you didn't do it, and so maybe you don't want to. But like, if you spent an hour a day, and maybe you can't do this, right? This seems like a huge amount of a commitment. But if you spent an hour a day implementing a side hustle of the week, like, is giving a side hustle 7 days and 7 hours enough time to like even learn the course? You know, I don't know, but or maybe you do the side hustle of the month or something. But one way or the other, if you interviewed people on their side hustles,
yep,
and you moved that toward doing webinars with them on side hustles, like, that's a pretty cool thing. And that's something that you could continue to do affiliate marketing while you're figuring out what your course is. But it's kind of like, I'm confused, I guess.
Yeah.
Because you said, yeah, dude, you need to get clear. You said you want to focus on dads, but you also said previously that you absolutely, in our last episode, you said you wanted to be focused on parenting. And you definitely said that moms are more interested in parenting than dads are. Not surprising. And so
Can we have ice cream?
I'm on the call right now. In a minute, I got mom. Sorry.
That's right. Good parenting.
Asking for ice cream.
Yeah. So I would really recommend that we circle back around to that for a second, dude. Because you're unclear still. Are you focused on dads?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get flip flopping.
Or are you focused on parents and parenting? You know, are you focused on side hustles, or are you focused on parenting skills?
I would say side hustles more than parenting skills. Although that I've covered that before in some of my other podcasts I've done for hardworking parents. But that's where I deviate, because this looks good here, and then this over here I can do this as well. Because you do multiple stuff. That's where I'm like kind of like stuck on. You know what I mean? I'm not really stuck. I'm like not focused on one subject right now.
Yeah, I know.
I kind of flip flop between this or this or this.
Right, and I'm trying to say stop doing that.
Yeah, okay.
I'm trying to get you to make a decision so you can move forward, because you're holding yourself back by flip flopping big time. Dude.
Oh, okay.
You've been literally you flip flop around different things, but like you've been flip flopping for a few years, and that's why you're not making any progress. Is I'm saying, make a commitment to doing something important, dude.
Yep.
What are you gonna do?
I think I'm going to use my podcast and interview parents on how to, like, for side hustles, because that's the thing I'm interested in, and I think other parents are probably further ahead than I am. And if by interviewing thing, you've mentioned that before as well, and it worked for you before, and it working with you as well with this show as well, right? People, what was the other show you did with what was the other show you did before?
Harris,
the Tellman show. Yeah,
Tellman show. Yeah.
So
check it out. No, the interviews work great, and they meet you just meet a ton of people. So look, two ideas pop into my mind, but they might not be the right thing. Again, so I'm thinking about power parenting, or I was also it sounds a little weird, but I was thinking about profitable parenting. Right,
there's actually someone on school that has that.
Okay, so maybe brainstorm with ChatGPT, see what you can come up with. But I like the idea of side hustles for parents, profitable side hustles for parents, and I like the idea of you because there are endless parenting groups that you can go into to essentially, like, you can ask the question, like, what do you guys do for side hustles? Are you more into internet marketing, network marketing, or something else?
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, ask them questions like that.
Okay.
But they're going to be into internet marketing and network marketing and social media marketing. That's what they're going to be into. And look, so let's say you're building your newsletter for parents. Okay, great. Now, what I'm trying to do, Curtis, is I'm trying to get you really clear on what you're actually trying to accomplish in what period of time. I'm trying to pin you down on it. Okay. So there are a few examples that are starter examples. Okay.
Okay.
Any of these could be done in 1, 2, or 3 months.
Okay.
You could do a summit, a webinar summit.
Yeah.
You could launch a community. You could create a webinar and launch $1,000 home study course and coaching program. You could launch a low ticket recurring membership program.
Absolutely, yeah.
You could you could write a book and do a Amazon bestseller campaign launch. Right? You could for argument's sake, Curtis, you could start a local meetup group and launch a local coaching program. Okay. So you could, for example, launch a local stress reduction. You could launch a local stress meditation for stress reduction group, where once a week you do a free meditation for stress relief. Yeah. And then you work with private clients for stress reduction. And so you say, hey guys, my name's Curtis. Obviously you don't have a stress reduction business, but my name's Curtis. We're going to do a meditation today. I'm going to guide you through a meditation to help you reduce stress. And I'm a stress management expert. I work with clients to help reduce stress, anxiety, and PTSD. So if you're interested in such a thing at any point, please let me know. In the meantime, enjoy this wonderful session. Please make sure your phones are all set to silent or whatever. Right. And so that's like a free group locally that would lead to private sessions individually. Right. Same thing as online. So, so there are endless other types of things that you could launch or that you could do. Yeah. Though they're not as popular right now, like launching a quiz funnel is an example, or launching an automatic clients style funnel on Go High Level. That's something I want to do in the next 90 days. Selling parenting related info products. Yeah. But I don't have any of them created yet. So that's what I'm asking is, what do you actually want to accomplish in your business in the next how much time? Like what's the milestone you're going after? Because you have this thing of, okay, I want to make $10,000 a month in personal income, right? Yeah. But I need a business that can do that. And I'm saying, fine. So what's the business that can do that? And what are the steps to get there? Like what are you actually trying to accomplish? Because there are 101 different home study courses you could take. There are 101 different coaching programs you could take. Yeah. There are many paths up that mountain. But I'm asking, like, how do you want to get there? And you know enough about marketing at this point, like, all the options. Right.
Well, currently I'm in a program with a guy named George Wickens. So I'll promote that because he has a bunch of he's a school group, paid and free, and then he's doing a bunch of stuff with that to help us build up our marketing skill set as well. And I'm going to promote that with the hardworking parents is my idea.
Okay. Is George Wickens making 25 grand a month with his business?
Currently? I don't know. I've never asked him that question of how much he's making.
Yeah, but
he's done.
Well, first of all, we're talking about a guy publicly I've never met and I don't know.
Yeah.
So George, I apologize because I don't know anything about you.
Right.
Curtis, what I'm asking, look, here's the point. If you're trying to accomplish something financially, make sure you're following someone who knows what they're talking about.
Yes. Oh yeah,
Okay?
he does. He's done this for like 10 years or whatever. And he has made a lot of money before, but at this current juncture, I don't know what he's at.
Yeah. Well, so it's important.
Project.
Right. So okay. So just forget George Wickens.
Yep.
So great. It's one of 1,000 different affiliate programs you could promote. What I'm saying is, what are you trying to accomplish in how much time, dude? What are you creating for your business? What are you creating for your parents? What are you going to make?
What do I want to make is a course on how to use side hustles to make money. But I need to get what I want to do first so I can show other people what I've done as a result. So I want to do like kind of like what I'm doing and then share that with people. So if I'm getting results at this course I'm taking, I want to show people that I'm doing this.
Great. Okay, so you're taking George's course.
Yep.
What's it called?
Ultimate Income System.
The Ultimate Income System.
Yep.
How long have you been taking it?
Since January. No, probably more February because he took a break in the new year for a bit, and then he started it up in February, and then March he's doing a bunch of new stuff with it.
Okay, look. So, if you're taking his course,
yep,
and if you're creating content,
yep,
around the successes that you have with it, or your daily check-in, or whatever, what I'm imagining is, hi, my name is Curtis Leong, and I'm involved in the new side hustle. Yeah. And so I'm side hustling every day, working this cool system, and I'm going to make a little video for you every day about how it's working for me.
Yeah.
Okay. And my videos are all 10 minutes or less. I'm going to tell you what I did, and I'm going to tell you whether it's working or not. And I'm going to tell you whether I'm feeling good, whether I'm feeling bad, or whether I'm feeling neutral. Right.
Yeah.
And you do like a quick check-in every day, and you can be like, okay, well, today I did blah, blah posts, and I did blah, blah emails, and I did blah, 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 blah. And it's going awesome. I actually am getting better results than I have in months. So far, so good. If you guys are interested in following me on my journey, you can go to followcurtis.com and opt in. Yeah. So, but here's the thing. If you're creating content every day, you need a place where you can tell them to go follow you, and then you need a place where that they can go and buy the thing. Okay.
Yep.
And so that would so what I would suggest is that you so you think about, well, after I'm done with this side hustle,
yep,
I'm going to switch to another one.
Right.
Okay. And the website you want to give people, you want that to remain the same, because they're going to continue following you on your journey.
Right.
Right. So I'm imagining like a daily TikTok video, or a daily reel, or a daily live stream, or whatever, where you're doing your side hustle update. Right. Maybe. Yeah. So this is probably taking Curtis, but like the idea, secret side hustle. Yeah. So like, hey, my name is Curtis, and every month I try a new side hustle, and I report in every day on how it's going and what my results are. So this month we're doing George Wickens' thing or whatever.
Yep.
And we're gonna go for it for the next 30 days, and I'm gonna let you know every day what's going on. And you can follow me you can follow my journey at followcurtis.com. Just jumped into my mind. Like, that's a really simple one to give out. But it's really important, Curtis, because you want to be able to give out a link that's easy to type in, that's easy for people to follow, that makes sense, and that's going to naturally lead them to the next thing. Because when they opt in this case, at like Secret Side Hustle or Follow Curtis or something cool, when they opt in, on the thank you page, there's going to be a video from you. And it's going to be like, hey, it's Curtis. And welcome to Secret Side Hustle. And today, we're going to, this month, I'm doing blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
You know, and you can go ahead and so far, I've been through 10 days of training and it's going awesome. And I give it my double thumbs up. So if you're interested in joining, please click on the link below and you can join through my affiliate link, and I'll give you a bonus, you know, onboarding private session with me to help get you up to speed as fast as possible. If you sign up through my link. And I send emails out every day and I do social posts every day about my progress at the side hustles that I'm working on. So keep an eye out on your email. And this is specifically for parents, you know, who don't have a lot of time and need to increase their income in their spare time, you know? So now you have again, it could be follow Curtis. It could be Secret Side Hustle. You're identifying that you're helping parents and you're making efforts. You're doing experiments in your side hustles, but you're reporting on them is your content, Curtis. And it's also the great reveal, because what happens when you spend a month working on something and you get nothing? Like, hopefully you're gonna step up your game. One is number one. Hopefully, you're going to make better choices about side hustles in the future to try, like that are more highly recommended. And then you talk to people about that. Be like, man, I can't believe I goose egged this one, you know? So, you know, all in all, I don't actually recommend this. I'm going to take these videos out or whatever. But that would be a way of recommending something, creating content every day, building a list, and finding out some things that actually work. But like having that public performance aspect of really talking to people, being like, all right, I'm starting a new list. I'm following, you know, I mean, old friend of mine is Ty Cohen, and Ty Cohen has Kindle Cash Flow. You probably have heard of that over the years. And he's been doing that for years. Another old friend is Jeff Walker. Jeff Walker, of course, is Product Launch Formula. And like both sell their things still, right? And so you could totally go and do the 7-day Product Launch Formula challenge and report on your results for 7 days. And like at the end, be like, this was awesome. I would highly recommend it in the future, you know? And or you could go and this is where the challenges are cool, Curtis, because the 7-day challenges and that kind of stuff, number one is they're usually fairly inexpensive.
Like
under $100. And number two is they're 7 days.
Quick.
Right? Like, you try it, you implement it, you do everything for 7 days, and be like, damn, this really it's going to take 14 days to do. So I'm going to extend my report on this for an extra week because I tried to do it in 7 days, but I just couldn't pull it off. You know, that's the reality of the situation for me. So we're going to extend this one an extra week or whatever. But I'm thinking about like, and you report on them, and then maybe they close, you know, if it's an evergreen challenge, you can keep promoting it. And if it's not, then you have to shut down the promotion. But then the next time around that they open it up, you can be like, hey, it's Curtis. And I'll tell you, 4 months ago, I did Russell's 7-day challenge and it was the bomb. And so I decided to promote this one, and I'm going to do it again. And I would highly recommend that you do too, because last time it was killer. And so, and reporting on your journey, how many opt-ins are you getting? You know, is this making any money? Is this blowing up on TikTok? Is this actually working on Facebook? Is this strategy working on Instagram? I'm doing this over here. Yes, sure enough, it's working, you know? Yeah, dude, that's what I would recommend. So, but let's get clear on what you're actually doing. So it's still too vague.
Okay.
All right. What are you going to accomplish? What are you going to launch? By when?
Okay. So what I'm going to do is, like you said earlier, I'm going to do the George course and do the documentation of what I'm doing for the next 30 days. Right. So every day I'll do a video and say I did this or didn't do anything. Hey, today I was lazy. I did nothing. right? Just so it's there.
Yeah.
And then from there, I will do that. And then on Sundays, I'm going to try to get people to interview that have done side hustles of some sort within my groups that I'm part of, and invite them to see if they want to do it. And then from there, I can just try to get them to come on my podcast and ask them questions. And then maybe they can help me and help them promote whatever they're doing, so that I can understand what how they found success.
Okay.
Right.
So, good. I want to get clear on what the goal is that's measurable and specific, so you can check it off the list instead of going vague and just don't let yourself go general, dude. You got to be specific. What are you going to get done by when?
Okay. Oh,
I'm going to no, look, let me give you an example. If what you're trying to do is grow your parenting podcast.
Yes.
Okay. Then you say, I'm going to, over the next 12 weeks, I'm going to interview a minimum of 12 parents on my podcast. And they're either going to be, people that teach a parenting skill, or people that teach a side hustle, for example.
Okay.
But the deal is they all have to be parents. If you're not a parent, you're not allowed.
Right.
Okay. You don't know what we're dealing with. And all 12 are going to have their own podcast.
Okay. They have their own podcast plus. Okay. I got you.
You're interviewing podcasters.
Okay. That makes is that usually a better way of doing it, because you have better audience participation? Or you build off there.
Look, dude, if your goal is to grow your podcast, if you hang out with podcasters,
yep,
you have a chance of being interviewed on their show if they ask you to do it, right? Yep. And you also are going to learn a lot more. Right. So, and hopefully you're going to be forced to step up your own game, both with your audio and your video, to make better recordings, right? Step up your quality. And so, if the goal is to grow your podcast and you want to interview people, then interview people who are professional podcasters and who have, does at least dozens, if not more, episodes under their belt.
Okay.
So that, interview people who know what the heck they're doing.
Right.
To create some great interviews.
Okay.
And so if the goal is to interview 12 podcasting parents, then over the next 12 weeks, then do it. Great. And more if possible, but and to rename your podcast in the process. Maybe not. I don't know.
Yeah,
you know what I'm I don't know what your podcast, what is the name of your podcast?
Hardworking Parents Club.
Yeah. So if you're doing, cool. So if it's Hardworking Parents Club, then I would definitely get that domain if you don't have that one.
Yeah.
But the goal is to interview people who have a bigger following than you do, dude.
Right.
And to get involved with people who are making more money and who have more people paying attention to them. Yeah, highly recommended.
Okay.
And then the other thing, Curtis,
yes,
is that if you're going to grow your podcast, I mean, I just learned this by accident. I mean, it was kind of an old lesson that I relearned.
What was that?
But did you see the link to that podcast I was on, the comedy show?
No, I don't. No, I missed it. I didn't. I saw you and Eric talk about it. Yeah, but I didn't see the link.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna share this story because it's pretty funny. So we are not currently podcasting the Get Shit Done show. We're live streaming it to Facebook, to LinkedIn, to YouTube. Generally speaking, we're limiting to that right now.
Right.
we should be podcasting it. We should be downloading every live stream from YouTube, running it through Descript, adding captions, getting rid of all the stuff, uploading it, and optimizing all the text for YouTube SEO. But we're not.
Yep.
We're repurposing it a bunch of our episodes to Opus and pushing those out, and that's starting to get us some sweet results.
Okay.
But there's always more to do, right? There's a long list of things that we're not doing. There's a short list of things that we are doing. And I had been thinking about, and I think speaking to Eric about the idea of podcasting, and that we really should get on that, right? And what happened was Facebook heard me and showed me a few ads for Facebook groups about podcasters.
Nice.
And so I joined a few of them. I joined one, and then it showed me a whole bunch of them, and I joined half a dozen of these podcaster groups.
Mm-hmm.
And somebody wrote, "Does anybody want to talk about spicy food on Friday night?" Okay.
Yeah, you're the man.
But I don't have a spicy food business, right? I mean,
it's
part of my personality, but like, it has nothing to do with my business.
Right.
And so, but my first business was a salsa company. And so I saw it on my Facebook feed moments after I had joined this group.
Nice.
I responded. And then like I did 5 minutes of research on these guys who have this podcast. It's called Michael and Jeremy's Steal Your Podcast. And it's a comedy show. And we did one about hot sauce. And I used it to promote Get Shit Done.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so being a willing guest to get on other people's podcasts and talk about your topic, if you want to do that at this particular point in time, there are just the Facebook groups alone. Okay. Now there are a ton of other places too that you can go, but just the Facebook groups alone is a treasure trove of amateur podcasters primarily looking for guests because they don't have enough content. That means you have more audiences that you can speak to for free than you ever could have time to speak to for the rest of your life.
Yep. So what you're saying, join those groups and then
join those groups and go talk about your topic, dude.
Okay.
My name is Curtis Leung. I'm a hardworking dad. I run a newsletter called Hardworking Parents Club. And I help parents find side hustles to make money in their free time from home, so they don't have to spend all their time working and they can actually spend some time with their family.
Yep.
If you want to follow me, go to followcurtis.com.
Right.
Or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Whatever your link is. But do you see how easy that is?
Yep.
And then you just talk about it. You're like, yeah, I install windshields and I used to install windows, and I've been studying internet marketing for a few years, and I have found a few side hustles that have a lot of promise. I haven't found the holy grail yet, but I'm looking for it. And and so you can join my list and follow me on my journey for the holy grail of side hustles.
Right.
Like, okay, you're not making any claims. It sounds interesting, and you could totally talk about your experience as a parent and in the internet marketing on any parenting related podcast.
Yep.
Certainly, but there's so many audiences waiting for you, Curtis.
Right.
But you have to decide that you want to speak in front of them.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. That right there is a huge piece.
Okay. Just go and join other podcast groups, become a guest on their shows, talk about my thing, and direct people to what I'm doing. Right.
Every day.
Okay.
Just do it. What we're doing right now. People are looking for you to do what you're doing right now. I want to co-host too, because I don't want to just be talking to myself every day. Right.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
And so, I'm not alone in this either. So, Yeah, I would highly recommend that you do that. In the meantime, continue for sure, dude. Continue to practice becoming a better and more dynamic and more engaging speaker.
Yep.
Okay. You can
Practice,
do that by joining Toastmasters. You can do that by by taking a course on how to do good webinars. You can do that by taking a course on improv, right? Like basically any kind of a class that forces you to speak
Yeah,
and engage with people.
comedy course, yeah.
Any of those, like, especially if it's in real life, not just an education, but like
with other people.
Experience.
Yeah, with other people. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but where you have to speak and you have to get nervous.
Right.
If it doesn't make you nervous, you're not learning anything. Right.
Okay.
But doing a whole, like, think about it, Curtis. If you did in the next year, for example,
yep,
if you did 365 guest podcast interviews, how would that impact your ability to communicate and present?
I think that'd be like probably 100x for sure for that period of time. You'd probably be a natural by the sound. Like, you probably do it, and we do your own podcast or any podcast, you would be like a natural sounding person and be smart about what's happening, right?
You got to think about your marketing skills that way, the same way that you think about working out.
Okay.
You gotta get strong, man. Like, you gotta train every day. Like, you can rotate it, but you gotta train and you gotta work towards something. Otherwise, you're not gonna get great results, right? Like, if you want to kick ass, you got to train hard and you got to keep on raising the bar on yourself.
Yep.
Right. And so if you're gonna be doing a podcast, then practice.
Yep.
Right. Like, you gotta do the push-ups, dude.
Yeah, for sure. Well, I just finished the push-up challenge, so yeah, I did
2,000 that's why I used the metaphor. Like, literally, like, you got, if you want to do all the if you want to get up to that number of push-ups, you gotta train to do the push-ups.
Yep.
Like, and so, okay, so you're gonna interview 12 people. Is that right? Is that the goal?
Yep.
In the next 12 weeks.
Yes.
Great. For your podcast.
Yep.
Okay. Do you have any goals around being a guest interviewee?
This is something new that you popped out today for being a guest.
Yeah, so I'm just asking.
My idea.
You want to integrate into that or not?
Yeah, I do. So I would probably take your example of going to podcast groups and Facebook groups and just see what happens. Like, just go in there and talk to people. And there could be people who are, like you said, are available for me to go on their podcast for anything that of my interest. And that will help me improve my skills, because they might have skills that I don't know yet, and say, hey, that's cool. I will try to implement this.
Yep. And as you go, just try to get better, try to get in front of bigger audiences, and try to get in front of audiences that are more closely match who you want.
Right.
But practicing along the way,
good stuff.
Super good. Good. Right. And podcasting for most people is not live streaming. Right. Like, I prefer live streaming, but that terrifies most people. So for a lot of podcasting, they're going to edit out all the screw ups anyway.
Yeah, that's fine. I know how they do it. Yeah. Yeah. Like, for what I do with mine, I put mine on Spotify. I just do direct into Spotify, copy and paste from YouTube.
Cool.
Or Facebook, or whatever. Yeah. So
cool. So, all right. Well, we're like at almost an hour and 15 minutes. So let's go ahead and wrap up. Curtis, hardworking dadclub.com.
Yes, that's my opt-in page. And they get a blueprint on how to be a better hardworking parent.
Like, when you say a blueprint, like, what are some of the things that the blueprint shares with them?
I put me in a spot here. I forgot. But it's basically gives like a list of things you should be doing, like, for your mindset, how to search for things, that, like, the quality of programs. So there's some programs out there that are like garbage, like some stuff on Warrior Plus are garbage, or they're just rehashed ones with a different name.
Right.
So then I just help people say, hey, look for this, look for that. And then hopefully they can use that information to help them build out their side hustle. And some
Cool.
of this I have learned with George and a couple other people I've worked in the past with. So there's some other cool ideas there.
Awesome. So it sounds like you're going to be interviewing a bunch of parents with a bunch of side hustles over the next few weeks.
That's right.
So if you guys want to check out what Curtis is working on, go to hardworkingdadclub.com, opt in there, and you'll get notifications about all of his cool interviews that are coming up.
Yep.
Awesome.
Absolutely. Thanks, Tellman.
Awesome. You got it, dude. Great. Well, this was great, guys. Thank you for being here as always. Let's see. It looks like Liz is here, and Liz says, very thought-provoking. I feel that you are taunting me and exhausting my failure. Okay. She says, I'm going to try podcasting again. I live to podcast and be a podcast guest.
Yeah, she's
great.
Good. She's good with podcasting.
Yeah, I mean, do it. I mean, what are you waiting on? It's a really great, like when I did this show, it was a comedy podcast that had nothing to do with marketing, had nothing to do with productivity, had nothing to do with entrepreneurship, and had nothing directly to do with hypnosis. But they introduced me as a master hypnotist and made a bunch of very silly off-color hypnosis jokes, right? And I totally got 5 new people that joined the
School group,
the Get Shit Done group immediately after it went live that I couldn't attribute to any other traffic source. And so it's like, it's worth it to get yourself out there and create the connections, even if they seem uncertain, but just to practice your art. And so, Curtis, every week for the next 12 weeks, your job is to report in on how you're moving toward growing your list and interviewing your experts.
Okay. Yep.
Awesome. The other thing, Curtis, is because you're going to be reaching out to people that you don't know. Like, expect to have to reach out to over 100 people to get your 12.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, don't expect people just to say it. But the beautiful part is, the podcasting crew is all looking for people who are reliable, who have their act together, who are interesting, who are going to show up, like all the things. And so if you can show up and be interesting and be on point and like be cool, everyone's going to hear that you're good to work with real fast.
Yep.
And you're going to get more opportunities. Whereas if you're a pain in the ass, or you show up late, or you're difficult, or you're lame, then that's not going to work to your advantage. Right? So awesome. Rock and roll, guys. Well, Curtis,
awesome.
Thank you very, very much. And
thanks,
guys, if you, this is a Get Shit Done show. This is episode 61. Thanks. And we do this every day. Sorry, my video is choppy today. Every day, 7 days a week. And if you're not already a member, join us at getshitdone.com. We just opened our membership for free lifetime members. We were charging, but we just opened the doors for a limited time for free. So if you want to join the community of entrepreneurs and learn how to get more shit done than you ever have before, join us at getshitdone.com. And I guess we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Yeah.
But yeah, Curtis, now you're locked in for 12 weeks. Podcast master. If you're going to interview 12 people, how many times do you want to be interviewed in the next 12 weeks?
That's a good question. I will find out when I start asking people about stuff. I would say at least 12 or 20. 12 to 20.
Do it. Go for interview 12 people and be interviewed 12 times in 12 weeks.
Or 12 by 12.
That right there is a killer part-time achievable goal. Right? And then just give out one opt-in link, simple one, whatever it is that you want to funnel everybody toward.
Okay.
If it's hardworkingparentsclub.com, get that, drive them there. If it's follow Curtis, do that. I don't know, whatever.
Okay. Yeah,
right.
Whatever my link is. Okay.
Yeah, but come get it clear and go for it. Start getting more exposure.
Yeah, for sure. And podcasting will do it for sure.
Yep.
Awesome, Tellman.
Rock and roll. All right. Thanks, Curtis. We'll talk to you soon. I guess maybe tomorrow on the Get Shit Done work party.
Yeah, I'll get some shit done right now.
That's right. Awesome. Well, you know what time it is?
Get shit done time.
Time to get shit done. That's right. Thanks, Curtis. Bye, everybody. Thanks, everybody. Bum, 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 bum. All right.